Hey now.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
I hope you like that new intro I just ripped together for the live intros. Obviously, it's just our regular intro with that added crazy Bill O'Reilly thing that he did a few years back. But yeah, it's just me today. Vicky wasn't feeling up to doing a live, and bless her soul, she doesn't really care for like the breaking news of movie nonsense that goes around on the internet like I do, whereas like I'm like reading all these articles and scoops and stuff like that, which can be a detriment, especially when there's like a lot of spoilers and whatnot. But there has been like so much movie news lately that it's like almost insane. Let me just pull this up real quick. So I just wanted to do this live because there's been so much news going around that like I wanted to have my say on it. And Vicky's kind of in agreement on a lot of the stuff. And I've been doing like a couple of YouTube shorts where I talk about some trailers and movie news and stuff. Uh-oh, Brad is in the chat. What's up, Brad? Let me pull you up here. What up, Brad? Me and Brad, actually, sorry to go off topic here. Me and Brad are going to do a video probably next weekend where we do like a March Madness bracket style thing where we pit horror movie villains against one another and whatnot, and just like talk our way through if these fictional characters get into a fight, like who will win. And Brad will be like showing off like a couple like pieces of art, since that's what he deals with mostly on his channel, is like drawing and all that. So he'll be showing like different pieces that he's drawn and all that. So yeah, should be a lot of fun. That we'll do that next week. But yeah, like I was saying, there's like a lot of trailers and teasers and stuff coming out. So I just wanted to play some of them. Hopefully the stream doesn't get pulled because I'm showing movie trailers. But if that is the case, you know, the stream is cut. It is what it is. A lot of these people don't like their stuff playing on other channels, which is kind of insane to me because it's just free advertising and it's another view on their shit that they're putting out. But if that happens, so be it. But I have it set up that like when I do play the trailers, it's going to be kind of like small in this corner here. So hopefully that kind of allows me to play them and have like, I'm going to also mute the audio and music from the trailer so that way I can talk over it. So maybe that adds a layer of sort of YouTube safeness for me to just kind of do a commentary over them, you know? But yeah, like I was doing a lot of shorts on specifically the Crow trailer and pictures and stuff that were coming out regarding Bill Skarsgård. And for some reason, our short that we did has like 60,000 views. And every morning I wake up to, God, like tens of hundreds of comments of people either bashing me, bashing the way I look, or in agreement with me, saying that the movie looks crazy, or like super uncouth things about just like woke culture and stuff. And I'm like, geez, I just wanted to say that I think the look is kind of dumb, but hey, whatever. I mean, the internet's going to internet, you know what I mean? So anyway, I thought this was a better way of going about it going forwards. I'm going to try and stray away from doing a lot of shorts talking about stuff because the comment sections are just insane. And I don't want this channel to turn into a shorts channel. I'm not into like TikTok kind of stuff. So the shorts kind of aren't really for me to begin with. It's just kind of my way of getting my opinion across faster. So it works in that regard. But anyway, let's get into the business at hand. We are going to watch a lot of trailers and I am just going to give my thoughts on it. So to begin, hopefully, like I said, if the stream gets cut, it gets cut. But first up, we are going to watch the Crow remake trailer. So let me add it to the stage here. Okay, there it is. Now, there's no audio, but I am going to give my thoughts as we watch it. So keep your eyes peeled here. This is where we're going to watch it. And I haven't watched this since I did the short. So anything I say is going to be completely new because I haven't watched it in a while. So let's watch it together. Here we go. The Crow, coming out, I think, July 5th, starring Bill Skarsgård as our titular character, The Crow. Yeah, I'll give my thoughts as it goes on. So here we go. Okay, so obviously FKA Twigs is going to be playing Shelly, and there you have Bill Skarsgård as, oh God, it's almost like a porno. But yeah, FKA Twigs is going to play the Shelly character. Bill Skarsgård's our Eric Draven. They're in love. They're so in love. And for some reason, Bill Skarsgård has face tattoos and a tattoo on his tit. I don't know, man. I get it. They're trying to appeal to a younger generation, but all right. So this is obviously going to be when they are killed, which I guess we're going to get a lot more of that than we did in the original movie. And what you don't hear right now is like they're playing this what's his name? Post Malone song where he had Ozzy Osbourne doing the vocals. And when I first watched this, I was like, oh shit, at least they're getting like the soundtrack right. Like they got Ozzy, but dude, like, I don't know. What made the original so great, half of it was like the soundtrack was just incredible with The Cure and God, like Stone Temple Pilots. It was so good. Okay, here. It looks bloody, I'll give it that. Like super ultra violent. But look at all the CGI crows, man. Like, come on. I also heard a rumor that instead of the makeup, they are going to be doing like he gets it tattooed. And I hope that's not the case. Jesus. It almost looks like a fucking Batman movie, you know? Like the new age Batman movies or something. I don't know, like it looks like a John Wick movie. And what's with that old ass like Lamborghini? Okay, so he is painting his eyes. It might not be the tattoo rumor I heard. I don't know. Gen Z Crow. And you got what's his name from the 30 Days a Night movie. God, and the Crow's gonna take so much damage in this one. Look at how many times he just got shot. This I thought looked pretty cool, this scene. All right. Yeah. I also heard a rumor that Jesus Christ. I also heard a rumor that they might actually be like drug addicts in this, which I don't know, dude. The whole glorification of like doing drugs and being suicidal to me just like isn't that cool, and I don't think that should be put out there. Yeah, so there you have it. A fucking Crow remake, man. It's been years in the making, and let me take that off. All right, so just give me a second. I'm still learning this whole shit here. Oh, stop. Okay. Okay, it's gone. So yeah, that was the Crow trailer. I had a lot of people in the comments of my short being like, well, it's based on the comics. Don't you know this was a comic first? It's like, I swear the internet thinks people that do stuff like this are just dumb. Of course, I know The Crow was a comic book and not just a movie. I didn't read the comics. I just really love the original movie. But yes, of course, I know The Crow was a comic series. And I had people saying that it's going to be really based on the comics. And it's like, I don't know what comics you guys are reading where like the Crow had a tattoo over his eyeball or a nipple tattoo. I've never seen that. If he was, then I'm wrong. Whatever. It just kind of looks like a John Wick movie. Every action movie these days just seems very John Wick inspired. Like, I mean, kudos to the John Wick movies for like, you know, like setting the stage for how movies are going to be for the next 10 years. I just don't picture the Crow in that world, you know? To me, the Crow is dark, gothic, and just like kind of sad. And this just looks like it's going to be an over the top crazy action movie, which who knows? We haven't seen the movie, you know, maybe it is good. It at least looks entertaining. I'll give it that. I may feel a certain way towards the way they're designing his look with all the tattoos and all that stuff. But until we see it, we'll never know. This is just my opinion on what we've seen so far and the look. So, you know, maybe it is good and I'm going to be like eating my words. I hope so, because I don't want movies to be bad. I just also have such an affinity for the original one, and Vicky as well, as she's sitting over here. She loves The Crow, and it's going to be hard to like swallow this new one. So my thought is, you know, they had all the Crow sequels. You know, you had City of Angels, you had The Crow Salvation, you even had The Crow Wicked Prayer starring Edward Furlong. And those were different iterations of the character. Like the Crow doesn't have to be Eric Draven. It could be another person, which we've seen, you know? So why'd they call this Eric Draven? I think a lot of the hate they're going to be getting online, not only for the look, is also because they're using the Eric Draven character when it could have been any other one. So, you know, you had the people in my comments on my short being like, it's a slap in the face to Brandon Lee. And like, you know, like I get that, because he obviously died accidentally while filming the original Crow. I don't see it as a slap in the face to Brandon Lee. I just think it's kind of doing that whole situation a disservice in calling it Eric Draven, you know, because it could have realistically been any of the other characters they chose to be the Crow. But yeah, man, I can't say I'm like looking forward to it. I'm almost waiting for bated breath to watch it, because it could very well be that I go to see it, because I know Vicky doesn't want to see it with me like at all. She is just like hands off this one. But I almost am going to see it in a sense of like, wow, I can't wait to watch this train wreck unfold. I hope I'm wrong, because like, dude, it's Bill Skarsgård playing the character. He's done nothing but great things, in my opinion. I thought he did a great job as Pennywise in the It remakes. I thought he was incredible in Barbarian for the little amount that he was in Barbarian. But like, I think he's great. He's, you know, a fantastic actor. He's done nothing but good stuff as far as I've seen so far. I obviously haven't seen everything he's done. But yeah, I guess we'll see. And like I always say, like, I swear people don't listen to things people say. They just right away want to just write hateful comments or something. It's like, yo, we all have our own opinion, you know? Like, just because I don't like the look doesn't mean I don't want to see the movie. Of course I want to see the movie. And I'm also of the same thought process as, just because I think something looks silly or just because I thought something was bad, watch stuff for yourself. Gauge your own opinion. Just because I think one way doesn't mean you're going to think the polar opposite. You know, that's the beauty of it. Judge for yourself. But I guess we'll see. You know, that guy, obviously, the director hasn't had a lot of hits under his belt. I know he did a Ghost in the Shell adaptation that was an utter failure. So I guess we'll see. But the director of the 94 Crow, Alex Proyas, has been very vocal about talking about how they shouldn't have done this movie. It's a bastardization and all this. And it's like, yikes, man. It's just got such bad press. But I wonder if like that's almost going to make the box office better, because people are just waiting to go see this hell dumpster fire take place, or people are genuinely excited, which it's honestly been like 50-50 in the comments on my short. It's like some people are just like, you're an idiot, stop with the hate, like just see the movie, it looks great. And it's like, I don't know, that trailer didn't really do much for me. It looks like emo John Wick, you know? But hey, we'll wait and see. So there you go. My thoughts on The Crow. I want to leave it at that until the movie comes out. I just felt the need to kind of address how insane me doing a 60-second short has made my life over the past couple of weeks, and to actually talk about the movie in long form without having to edit a video about it. So one of the other things that got released just this week was a teaser trailer for the new Alien movie, Alien Romulus. Now, I have loved the Alien movies since I was a child. One of the first movies I went to go see in the movie theater was Alien 3, ironically, with my grandparents. I'm also someone who, I like every Alien movie. I think Alien 3 is great, whereas it seems like every person on Earth, even David Fincher, the director, hates Alien 3. I love Alien 3. I even think Alien Resurrection, the fourth one, was a lot of fun, even though it's goofy. It just holds a special place in my heart because of my age when I watched all these movies, you know, and all the Ridley Scott movies. I thought Prometheus was pretty good. And I actually really, really enjoyed Alien Covenant, and people hated that movie, saying it was too shiny, too polished, wasn't gritty and like industrial looking like the older movies. I know Vicky really enjoys them. I really enjoy them. So any new Alien movie, catch me there first night. I'm going to see it. I love it. I love everything about it. All the characters they've created in that little universe there. I love the look of H.R. Giger's design that he did for the Xenomorph. But yeah, the fact that Fede Alvarez is attached to direct is also another big plus for me. I loved his Evil Dead remake, and I'm not a remake person, like at all. I generally dislike them and don't think remakes need to exist. And for a lot of cases, I think a lot of the remakes can almost be called something completely different and it would have still worked. But his Evil Dead remake was great. His movie Don't Breathe was incredible. Just like gross and disgusting. And he has like a penchant for making like really violent, gross, gory movies. And I think he is a great choice to inject some new life into the Alien franchise. I don't necessarily think the Alien movies need to be gross or overly violent to be good, but I think something like that could be an interesting way to take this series forwards. And I even actually liked he was only a producer, he wasn't a director, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that was on Netflix. I hated it at first, but it has grown on me like a fucking tumor, man. Like it's fun. And when you take away all the nonsense of like the, you know, political shit and stuff, like what more can you ask for of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out nowadays? You know, it's like, I don't understand what it could be. And that is, you know, as good as it's going to get. But yeah, he's been very vocal about loving his experience making this movie. And some of the news that came out recently was that he showed the first director's cut of Romulus to Ridley Scott, and Ridley Scott like praised it. He's like, what more do you want me to say? Like, it's great. And this week, while he was doing the press tour showing the teaser trailer, which we're going to watch in a little bit here, he said that he also showed it to James Cameron, who obviously directed Aliens. And even James Cameron said, like, dude, great job. It looks great. And I think getting their Ridley Scott and James Cameron input on his cut of Alien is awesome because, you know, he's got two polar opposites. You know, you have Alien, which is very horror oriented and like just straight scary. And then you have Aliens, which is like very action oriented, like almost like two tonally different movies, like dealing with the same subject matter. Having their input on his movie is only going to make it better. You know, they say this stinks or this doesn't work or this is great. Is only going to help him cut it down to be what it actually needs to be. And apparently audience reactions so far have been pretty positive, and I just can't wait. It supposedly takes place between the events of Alien and Aliens. So, you know, it's going to be, I think it's going to be great. And what we're going to watch here, let me just pull it up, is the teaser trailer for Alien Romulus. Let me share this here. Oh, just a second. Share screen. There it is. But like I was saying, as far as like teaser trailers and trailers these days lately, you almost don't want to watch them because they give away too much information. But what he did with this teaser trailer is so amazing. It's literally just giving you a taste. It is just setting the tone of what to expect. This is how these should be made. It doesn't give away any plot details. It just is like, this is what you're going to get. Get ready for it. You know what I mean? So let me share this to the stage here. And so just like we did with The Crow, we are going to watch it right here. And of course, there's not going to be any audio because, YouTube likes to strike these things down. But here we go. Your spaceship with the Wayland Yutani logos along the side. And God, look at this. Does this not bring you right back to the older Alien movies? Look at the aesthetic. And then even those two computer screens there, he's definitely going to tie in some of the game too, Alien Isolation. I love this. Coming down to look at the neuro sleep pods, and one of them is just coated in blood. Holy shit. Look at all the fucking face huggers. I mean, he nailed the aesthetic, man. That guy almost looks like, and what the hell was that thing? There's going to be a new creature. Yeah, holy shit. And this, what an iconic look. It looks like Ripley, and she's holding what appears to be an old rendition of a pulse rifle. I mean, dude, does it get any better than that, man? Can you tell I'm excited for that one? But let me stop that. Yeah, Brad's hyped. Dude, right? I agreed, man. I can't put over how well that teaser was. It's perfectly exemplifies what you want from a teaser. Nothing is spoiled. You get just a taste, and he's just throwing in little hints yes, this is an Alien movie with the Wayland Yutani logos appearing on the ship. You get that last shot at the end of the xenomorph looking very similar to the xenomorph from the original film. You got multiple face huggers. I wonder what that's going to be all about. You got the one character that's standing in the middle of the frame. He almost is giving off synthetic vibes, the Bishop character. And what's his name from the original? I forget what the name of the original synthetic was. But could there be a synthetic? I don't know. Maybe they're just giving off that vibe. But them panning down that hallway in the beginning there, holy shit, dude. It brings you right back to Alien. So it makes me think he's going to be very heavily influenced by the original film here. And I think that's a great way to get this series back on track. Even though I liked Prometheus and Covenant, obviously other audience members and fans of this series so far didn't really like it. But I think exemplifying the horror is going to be a win-win here. So yeah, and having Ridley Scott and James Cameron's blessing is only going to make this movie even better. I've just been watching a lot of videos of Fede going on podcasts and stuff like that, talking about this and about saying how this teaser, he's I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to give away too much. I just want you to get the vibe of the movie, understand the tone, and hey, here's some Easter eggs here and there. And he's also been very vocal about saying this movie, while it is going to pay homage to the other films, and there's going to be little Easter eggs here and there that tie it to the franchise as a whole, all of them, every single entry in the series, it's also going to stand on its own 2 feet. Say there's new audiences who have never seen an Alien movie, it's going to work for them as well. They'll be able to understand what's going on without, having the need of the Marvel syndrome of Jesus Christ. If you don't watch one movie in that canon that they have going on over at Marvel, you don't know what the fuck's going on. But that's great. You don't want it to have to tie into all this other stuff. But him saying that if you are a fan, you're going to get that Leonardo DiCaprio, look at that, look at that, look at that. And I think that's awesome. I don't need too much fan service shoved down my throat, but having it sprinkled in is nice. I think also not including a lot of legacy characters is a win-win too here. It's they're not going to be shoehorned in here. How the hell is he going to squeeze Sigourney Weaver into this? You know what I mean? I'm glad they're not going down that route. Otherwise, but I mean, not that I wouldn't like that. It just doesn't need to happen. And I mean, look at how that fared for, some of the Scream movies, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie I was just talking about, and the new Halloween trilogy that came out. God, they were doing everything in their power to try and figure out a way to like include this character, and like you just didn't need to. You might as well just start a whole new story, and that is what Fede is doing here. And I don't get too excited about new movies these days because I'm generally let down, but this is one I cannot wait for this movie to come out. A new Alien movie, like God, like we have so much Alien merchandise and toys. I'm literally staring at a cookie jar of hashed egg that our buddy Brad actually got for us. A xenomorph fucking cookie jar. We got a toy here, eggs over there, the alien queen sitting on our shit over there, an alien fucking trick or treat bucket. So yeah, we are huge fans, and I just can't wait. Like, it's hard for me to even contain my excitement because that teaser is just so good, and it is everything I could have possibly wanted from a trailer for this movie. And yeah, I can't wait for Alien Day this year, which is April 26th because of LV-426 in Aliens. You know they're going to drop some crazy tidbit of information or a full length trailer that day. So count me in for this one. I'm all in. Don't let us down, Fede. I don't think you will. You're a fan deep down. You haven't let me down yet. But I think it's in good hands. And honestly, I can't see me disliking Alien Romulus at all. But who knows? Like I even just said with The Crow, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I cannot wait to see it. All right. So now that my favorite one is out of the way, we have one more teaser trailer that I'm going to pull up in a moment. Something Vicky and I don't often talk about is Beetlejuice. We love Beetlejuice. I mean, we have this sign that Vicky bought one year for us that hangs on our wall over there, but for the purposes of this video, it's hanging behind me, baby. Nice fucking model. But yeah, we love Beetlejuice. And when I was growing up, I wore out VHS tape after VHS tape of the original Beetlejuice. I loved Michael Keaton because I also loved the original 1989 Batman. So I just couldn't get enough of him. And just that Beetlejuice is one of the movies that was gateway into horror for me, just like the movie Predator and Jaws were gateway into horror for me. But yeah, I love Beetlejuice. When I heard they were trying to get Beetlejuice 2 off the ground, God, like I think I first heard about it 15 years ago. I was like, ugh. I don't need a Beetlejuice 2, man, you know? But you know, it's happening. And I'll say this. The fact that they got Michael Keaton back to play Beetlejuice is a good thing. They got Winona Ryder back to play Lydia Dietz. They have Catherine O'Hara back as Lydia Dietz's mother. And Tim Burton is back directing. And what's his name? Who is the composer for Beetlejuice? That crazy red-haired guy who's covered in tattoos.
Putting pressure on me.
Do me a Google real quick so I don't have to.
And I'm mad because I can't think.
How am I? I'm just having like one of those brain fart moments, you know, where it's like I've said this guy's name out loud so many times, and for some reason, because I'm in front of a camera, it's just like leaving me.
And you asked me directly, so I can't think. Danny Elfman.
Oh, duh. Yeah, Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman is back to do the score. So like you have a lot of the returning people back. Yeah, to reprise these roles. And I think in this case, it is a good thing because without any of those elements, I think this movie would be a colossal failure. But just like I was saying with returning legacy characters and stuff, it could also be really bad. You know, I think this one is going to play it very, very safe in regards of they are just going to tug at you nostalgically. They are going to show you a lot of what we already saw in the original Beetlejuice. And I always call this kind of situation the Force Awakens situation. Like when Star Wars The Force Awakens came out, part of what made it so good is it was just treading familiar ground, right? It was just like, oh my God, remember? Oh my God, remember? And I think with Beetlejuice, that is what they're going to do here. And I don't think that's a wrong move to make. I think with Beetlejuice, it's something you almost just want to feel nostalgic again with it. I don't think you want to go too far into original territory. I mean, granted, you have to, but I think they're going to play it very safe, which, you know, it could be bad, it could be good, but all right, without further ado, the only other trailer that I wanted to talk about today is Beetlejuice. So let's get into it. So here we go. I have only watched this once, so this is going to be kind of new for me too. So here we go. And then you got the iconic song, which you guys can't hear. The school where Lydia went. And there's the bridge where Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin died in the first film. And here we're at a funeral. I imagine it's the father or Otho. There's Winona, Jenna Ortega playing her daughter and the mother. And boom, we're going back up to the attic from the original film. And you know what's underneath this thing? The model that Alec Baldwin was building in the first film. All right. There she is, Lydia Dietz. Man, she looks great. I can't deny it. And here we go, baby. Oh, Michael Keaton, man. The juice is loose. So yeah, 2024, baby. I think that comes out in September. I could be wrong. All right, so let me take that out of here. Let me get rid of that. So yeah, like the Alien Romulus trailer, this is a teaser. I think it's also a good job on their part to just kind of show you, like, here you go. You remember all that stuff from the original? Well, it's coming back, baby. I think Michael Keaton looks great in the Beetlejuice makeup. I think him being a little aged and decrepit is only going to help his character because he's obviously going to play an older Beetlejuice. We don't get a lot from Jenna Ortega there playing who she's going to be Lydia Dietz's daughter. We don't get to meet the father yet, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, Winona Ryder looks great as Lydia. Catherine O'Hara looked fantastic for such like an older lady. I think she looks great. But yeah, you don't get much from that teaser. You just kind of get a taste. Like, here's all the familiar places. I'm curious to see what a full-length trailer will do for that movie. I just hope it's not giving away too many plot details. But yeah, I have no idea where they're going to go with this movie. I just think they're going to tread a lot of familiar ground, play it safe, and I think that's a good move. But I don't know if I'm right. That's just purely speculation. I don't need a Beetlejuice 2. I am fine with the original one existing on its own. But, you know, if they're going to do it, I hope this is how they are doing it. Getting, you know, the original characters back, the original composer, Elfman, and Tim Burton's doing it again. So it's going to feel very familiar. But who knows, man? Until we see it, like I said, I always say, like, it's just my opinion on things. Don't just take my opinion as gospel. Watch all this stuff for yourself. You might think totally different from me, and I might be, wow, he was way off from what I think. Great, that's life, baby. I want you guys to see these movies. I feel like I do these videos only as a way of garnering this stuff attention. Not that all this stuff I'm talking about doesn't have enough attention. Like, the internet is just filled with crow hate and people being excited for Alien and people either shitting all over the new Beetlejuice teaser or praising it to no end. But this is just my way of getting my opinion out there for you guys, because I know a lot of people will be like, well, what do you think of this? Well, here you go, baby. I'm live on the internet talking about it. But yes, guys, that's it. That's really all I wanted to talk about. The only news that has come out other than that has also been the Scream 7 news, which is Neve Campbell coming back as Sidney Prescott with Kevin Williamson, the original the original writer, coming on as director, which is, I guess, exciting news considering the fact that only a few months ago they fired Melissa Barrera. Jenna Ortega said she's not coming back to reprise her role. And then Christopher Landon, who was attached to direct, he obviously directed the Happy Death Day movies. He quit. So this is, to me, like their almost last ditch effort, Spyglass Media, of keeping Scream alive and well while they still have the licenses. Like, shit, we got to get Neve Campbell back. She's our only saving grace. Like, we better give her all the money she asked for the last movie. And Kevin Williamson, the original writer, directing it's super cool, man. Like, I can't imagine he would sign on to direct a movie without knowing the script is, tight and good. But who knows? It just screams kind of desperation to me. But I think getting them in line to do it can't really be a bad thing, even if it is desperate. Like, it's their only way to keep it alive. And will they find a way to get Melissa Barrera to come back after firing her, or somehow manage to get Jenna Ortega back involved? I know she's working on like Wednesday, and she's going to have a shitload of stuff to promote with this Beetlejuice movie. Who knows? I just think it would be almost like bad on their part to completely abandon the storyline they did with Scream 5 and Scream 6. Like, they have to at least address it, right? And will Courtney Cox come back? I don't know. Will Matthew Lillard finally be revealed as the killer all along that everyone just seems to want for some reason? He's fucking dead. I don't know. Scream has kind of run its course. Fucking way too far for me. But, I'm curious to see what Kevin Williamson will do with it. Will they get Patrick Dempsey back as Sydney's husband? Hey, I don't know. I also don't really care. Just like with Beetlejuice, I don't need more of it. I'm fine with how they ended it. I don't need it to be wrapped in a nice bow. Like, it ended fine. Who knows? Who knows, right? I love how I say, like, I don't give a shit as I sit here and drink from like a Scream mug filled with water. I love the Scream movies. Don't get me wrong. God, all like the nonsense and like the toxicity of the Scream fan base, like attacking people online, or like, just the stuff they say, because like the fan base is so mixed. You have like people my age who grew up on the original movies, not liking the newer ones. And then the new fan base, like the Gen Z audience for it, are just like attacking them, and my generation's attacking them. Oh, it's just disgusting. Like, who gives a shit? It's just a movie, it's a fictional character. But hey, that's the internet, baby. And that's life in 2024. But anyway, guys, obviously this is a short live, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. Vicky and I recorded a video yesterday talking about the new Roadhouse movie, which we watched. And I'll probably work on that video this week. We kind of talked at length, so it might take me a few days to edit and put it together. So she'll be back on the channel sometime this week. And then, like I said, my buddy Brad and I, who is in the chat, are doing a live stream next week where we do a fun ass video where it's literally just banter. It's literally just going to be me and him talking back and forth over who we think would win in a fight. Think, someone like Jason Voorhees fighting Chucky, and like Candyman fighting Pumpkinhead, silly shit like that, and we're theoretically going to talk about these fictional characters, just who is going to win, and try to put our thoughts on our opinions of the movies aside, and just be like, in an actual fight, who realistically would fucking win. And then at the end of it, we'll have a winner. We'll crown a winner, and Brad will be showing off all his awesome artwork he does over on his channel. And, it's just going to be fun and goofy time. And I hope a lot of people tune into that. And who knows what the hell we got going on. Me and Vicky just wing it here, and we like it that way. But thank you guys if you tuned in to this live stream, and thank you, Brad, for tuning in and chatting alongside me. And if you watch the replay, thank you very much for watching. And what are your thoughts on all of this? What are your thoughts on all this movie news and teaser news coming out? Like, do you have interest in these movies? Like, are you looking forward to them? Do you hate them? I got a lot of thoughts, but like, honestly, I'm just hyped these movies are still going. Whether I want to see them or not is kind of up for debate, but I think the one that I'm really looking forward to, which was no surprise, is the new Alien movie. But Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. And can you do me a favor and click the like button? It really helps the channel out. And if you're into talking movies or horror or skateboarding or talking TV shows, I know Vicky's been talking about how she wants to do like a segment where she talks about her favorite TV shows. She'll get to that eventually, I'm sure. Hell, subscribe, baby. We do this all the time. We talk physical media, nonsense, collectibles, all that shit. So subscribe. But thank you all so much for watching. I am going to head out. I promised Vicky a very nice lunch eventually. And I think we're probably, I don't know, going to do chore bullshit for the rest of the day. But thank you for tuning into this short video. I love you all. And until the next video, you guys, look out for our Roadhouse review soon. Take care. Adios. See ya at the next vidya.